This video is all about why I stopped trying to break into tech. I've spent months working on certifications, home labs, creating content, LinkedIn stuff, my resume, basically everything you would need to do to try and break into a new industry. And I've decided to switch gears, and here's the honest reason why I'm doing so. My goal was to break into the IT industry and try and skip some of the entry-level positions like help desk and desktop technician. I really didn't want to start from the absolute bottom. I was hoping to get into some kind of maybe junior admin, Linux-based role, and then start to work towards DevOps, or at least that's what I thought I wanted to do. Recently, I've had a little bit of a change of heart, and I think I'm going to go back to something I've thought about in the past, but opening my own insurance agency. And the reason for that big change, because this is a big change, right? I've spent a lot of money, time, and effort getting certified, and now I'm going in a completely opposite direction again. And I'll go over the reasons why, but the first one is my entire career, my entire life of working has really been sales and customer service based work, essentially, right? That's everything I've done, from customer service based jobs on the phone when I was first getting started with my career, and lots of sales positions over time. I got into wireless sales, and that's the majority of what I did for a really long time. And then I eventually got employed through a good buddy of mine, got me a job at T-Mobile Corporate, and I kind of worked there for a while, 10 plus years. Started as a regular retail sales associate, moved my way up to full-time, actually got a really cool award for being one of the top salespeople in the entire company. Winner Circle, became an associate manager. First actually there was a position that didn't even exist as a retail sales leader, an associate manager, and eventually I ran my own store. It was a great experience. I learned a lot. So, I have a ton of experience not only being an individual contributor as a salesperson, but leading and building sales teams as well. So, all that experience, all the books I've read, all the face-to-face conversations, all of that stuff, it goes hand in hand with opening my own insurance agency, right? And I've spent the last 4.5 years now getting really good at insurance sales, and I'm starting to feel like an expert. Not starting to, I do feel like an expert. There's obviously some areas that I can polish my craft a bit still, especially around life insurance sales, but I'm not starting over this way. It's the next logical step, and I think it makes more sense for my long-term goals for myself and my family too. So while I was really excited to get into IT, it feels like starting over is a trap for me right now. And everything I read online, it just sounds like entry-level IT is super hard to get into right now. And I'm confident that I would be able to break into the industry via networking, being smart, applying diligently, but I just think it makes more sense to skip that entire hustle and bustle and just focus on what's in front of me right now. On top of that, you've got AI just creating a mess out of everything. And depending on which talking head you listen to, they're going to take our jobs, they're not going to take our jobs. It's fancy autocomplete. No, it's a thinking machine. It's really hard to know what's true, and I don't know. I feel like it's just easier again to stick with what's in front of me. Not necessarily what's easier, but what's right for me. This isn't any easier at the end of the day, creating my own business, my own entrepreneurship. But the company I work for does have a program for team members to become their own agents eventually. So I've recently enrolled in that program, and we're going to see what happens, right? We're going to go down this path. I'm going to keep the IT stuff on the back burner. I have to get a bunch of new certifications for insurance and FINRA stuff for my new role, what I'm working towards. But once all that's done, I'm going to get the RHCSA. I'm going to get Red Hat certified anyways. I might as well. I still really love tech, and I want to learn Linux really good, like intimately. I want to know it and understand it deeply. So I'm going to come back to that. And I'm still going to make content about tech. I had fun creating those tutorials, and I enjoyed that process. I enjoyed sharing that. So It's not over, it's just taking a back seat right now. And another big one for me is I'm 40. I don't have a ton of time to just restart my entire career trajectory. Again, I'm confident I would have been able to do so, but time is finite, and this seems like it aligns a little bit better with goals I've created for me and my family. The real question I had to ask myself, though, is what did I really want to do? IT and tech is exciting, and I would love to go down that field, and I don't necessarily think that selling insurance is something I'm super passionate about, but what it provides is really exciting, and I do feel like a real insurance agent at this point, and that does provide me some value as a person. It makes me feel good when I can educate other people and walk them through something confusing that they're unsure of and make them go, wow, you really helped me understand that, and I feel good about the decisions we made. So there is a lot of benefit. I'll get to be a big pillar in my community in a sense too. Maybe not a pillar, but I'll be more involved with the community, which is important to me as far as creating relationships with the people around me. That's something I really wanted to focus on more in my life as I've gotten older. So the question isn't necessarily what do I really want to do, but where do I already have this unfair advantage? And the culmination of my entire life up until this point is sales, customer service, relationship building. So I'm going to take advantage of that and lean into it. Leaning into my strengths beats starting completely from scratch. I hope that helps a little bit for people. I know this has got to be a really challenging time for even anyone getting out of college or just someone more in my shoes, like a 40-year-old looking to maybe switch industries. I saw recently that tons of college kids are changing their majors because of their uncertainty with AI in the workforce right now. And times are difficult, so you have to keep your options open, I feel like, no matter what. Don't stop learning. Continue working towards something. Whether this works or not, I'm going to get some new certifications. I'm going to get some new licenses, FINRA, insurance-related stuff. And then again, I'm going to go right back to studying tech, IT certs, grind them out. At least I'll have something as a backup option. And then when I have more free time, I even want to work on some kind of physical trade skill, ideally, too. I thought about maybe small engine repair, something, anything. I don't know what it is, but you have to keep yourself relevant one way or another, I feel like. Gosh, man, even if the entire world collapses, have some kind of skill that will be useful for the people around you. So never give up learning and working on yourself. Try to find something useful. But that's what I have to share with this one. I will be making more tech content. I'm going to go back to some of the original running and fitness related dieting and Endurance OS style systems. I've got some cool AI stuff that I have some concepts for too that I want to put out. So stay tuned. I hope you guys enjoy the channel. I got a lot more content coming. I'm out.